You're listening to Certify It, the podcast for advancing your career in care, powered by the Mason Center for Healthcare Education. Hear news, updates, and discussions from thought leaders in healthcare around advancing your career through continuing education. And now, here's your host, Doug Bryant from the Mason Center.
Welcome to Certify It. I am here today with Michael Burris from Shannondale of Maryville. And I'm so excited about this episode because for the last couple of episodes, we have talked about how we here at the Mason Center for Healthcare Education would be able to impact our community. And we've talked to a lot of organizational leaders about what we're trying to do here to see what type of impact that they feel that we're going to be able to have and what we want to do and trying to get that message out of the impact we want to make. And I'm excited today because today we're going to talk to two different students who have come through the Mason Center, and what better way to talk about an impact that we're having than the people that are actually coming through the classes and getting impacted directly. So Michael, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So Michael, how long have you been a CNA?
I've been a CNA for 28 years, and that was just at the last facility, Shannondale.
28 years?
28 years.
There's no way. So you started when you were 4? What?
No, I started, I entered the CNA class, I was 22 years old. So I'll be 50 here in a few months. So about 28 years.
Okay, well, I would have never guessed that was your age, but you're doing well, sir.
I'm feeling
for
well.
Yourself. You're feeling well?
I'm on the downside of things. I work in assisted living. I worked in the skilled side all this time. So there was a lot of tugging and a lot of pulling, a lot of picking up, a lot of lifting. And so after 28 years of doing this, I needed something a little bit easier, and also becoming a med tech took some of that away from me. So I'm not working as hard now in the assisted living part of things.
Yeah, that is one thing that we have found that is real interesting is Medication Aide has been very popular with CNAs that are very seasoned and have been doing that type of physical work for a long time. And it allows people that, you know, after you do that type of hard physical labor for 28 years, your body eventually is just going to start giving out.
It can.
And this allows you to extend your career in healthcare so that you don't have to go find a new skill or you don't have to go find a new industry to work in.
I agree
It
with you.
really allows you to be able to, you know, rest your body a little bit. And
it feels good so far.
the class that we have here for Medication Aide is 4 weeks.
Right.
It's 3 weeks of intense classwork.
Very
is that
intense.
a good adjective? You've been through it.
Very intense. Very intense.
I think you all go through every body system and pharmacology
Yes.
in like 3 weeks and
Yes.
very fast paced.
Yes.
I know sometimes when I see students leaving the class at the end of the day, you can just tell there's nothing left for them to keep in their brain for that day. I know talking to Brandy, who was our instructor for the Medication Aide, she has been impressed with you since day one. She said he's really going to be good. He's remembering everything. And those aren't always the stories that we get because it's a very tough course. So
Very
congratulations
tough.
for
Yeah.
getting through that. What would you say is probably the hardest part of the course?
The course is not easy, but with focus, I think it can be done. But the hardest is really learning the medications. And I mean, if you've been a CNA before, you know, a lot of it's familiar, but we don't deal with the medication part. That was, I would say, was the hardest. Learning the medications, the generic form and the name brand form and what they do and how they interact and co-interact with other medications. So very tough.
Okay. So there's also the lab portion and the clinical portion. We do have a lab here with a full med cart. What was that experience like? And how did that help you when you went to take your test?
The lab experience was very helpful. It made the class easier and give you more understanding once you get hands-on. And once you get hands-on, I think that's where most of the learning starts. So the test, doing the book work was fine, but I enjoyed getting in the lab, hands-on, learning about the meds, learning the correct procedure, and just that part of it.
So our class sizes here at the Mason Center, we try to keep them relatively small because it is a lot of material, and that also allows for more one-on-one time with the instructor. you had, how many people were in your
We had
class?
4.
4 total, and
Uh,
you were one of the 4.
I was one of the 4, and the small class size was great. It gives you one-on-one with Brandy if you need it. She's able to help you. My classmates were wonderful as well. We studied together a little bit outside of here. Um, 2 of us made it, 2 of us didn't, but the girls that didn't, they studied hard, and I think they'll be back to pass the next round. It was just a great experience having just the 4 of us. Like I said, Brandy was there for each and every one of us for one-on-one, before class and after class.
So what do you feel was the most critical thing that you did in class that helped prepare you for the certification test?
The most critical was the hands-on. Like I said, that really prepared me, learning the medications, passing the medications, and being graded on the correct way to give the medications. It makes a big difference. I feel like I'm ready.
So when did you take your test?
I've not taken my test. You have to be in the facility for a year. So I had left the facility where I got burnt out, and I went somewhere else, and I realized it's nothing like healthcare. So I got back into healthcare, and it'll be a year in June. So right now what I'm doing is getting all my paperwork, background checks, everything ready now so that I could take the test in June.
Yeah, it is a process.
It's a process.
It's not one of those that you just call the state and say, "Hey, I'm going to test."
No.
And how did we prepare you for that? Give you the instruction sheets? And
You gave me the instruction sheets, and not only, you're all here to help. So anything that we need, we can always come by or call, and you all will assist us with everything. And that's what's happened so far.
You're listening to Certify, the podcast for advancing your career in care. Brought to you by Propel Insurance. Find innovative insurance solutions in the toughest risk management environments. Over 500 senior care providers nationwide trust Propel to keep their business thriving. Find your momentum with Propel Insurance.
And don't forget as well, we also offer refresher courses. So if you do take the class early and for some reason you can't test right away, we do offer a refresher course before you take it so that you can come back and get review and work in the lab again.
Which is most important. Very important. Where I've been out for a few months, I've still been reading, but the refresher course, I'm coming here in a few weeks to take it. But it's important to keep your mind sharp on what's going on here. So I'm excited about that too, just to refresh and keep it fresh.
So what are you most looking forward to when you start working as a medication aide? How do you think your life is going to, your day-to-day is going to change with the interaction of the residents?
I'm excited to see the reaction of the residents because I'm a CNA. And so soon I'll be coming in as a medication tech to pass the medications. I told them about it, but it's not happened yet. So I'm waiting to see their faces when I'm no longer doing the CNA part of things. I'm actually assisting the nurse with the med passes. It's gonna be something, but I'm excited for it. And I think they're excited for it as well.
Yeah. And how excited are the nurses?
Very excited. It's going to take a lot off the nurse and free the nurse up to do so many other things. Like right now, I'm unable to help with the meds because I'm not certified yet. But you could kill 2 birds with 1 stone if we did something like that.
There's a myth about medication aides where people assume that, once medication aides become really popular in Tennessee, that it's trying to push nurses out, but that's really not it at all.
No,
it's allowing nurses to be able to do
It's allowing the nurse to do more and be more efficient. We're going to assist the nurse even more and make it easier for them, probably make it even better for the resident.
One thing I've always thought was interesting too about medication aides is because it's CNAs that are being upskilled to medication aides, CNAs have always spent the most time with the residents. So to me, it makes perfect sense that the person that knows the resident the most would be the most effective passing medications to know, hey, this resident's not acting right today, to be able to be the eyes and ears for the nurse, even when it comes to the medication pass. So that's a real interesting thing that you'll be able to do.
Yeah, and you said it right there, an extra set of eyes and ears. That is perfectly said, and that's exactly what we are. And I think every nurse could use an extra set of eyes and ears to make them more efficient.
So you were able to come here because of a partnership that we have with Shannondale.
Yes.
Where they sponsored you to come through
Yes.
The course, and then you'll be working with them
Yes.
When you get certified. So we appreciate that partnership with Shannondale of Maryville. And I know we've got some other of your coworkers
Yes.
that are in our current
Yes.
class right now.
Yes.
We love working with partners. That is a way that people can come in. We also have a way that if you didn't have the financial means to take the class, we can hook you up with a partner.
Wow.
And connect you with a partner that can help with that. So, but we're just so excited for you in the future, and we're excited about the ability that you're going to have to make a huge impact on the residents that you've been serving in a different way than the way that you have been doing it.
Right.
And we're just so excited for what the future holds for you.
Yes. I'd say if there's any CNAs that are interested in doing something different, I definitely recommend them coming to the Mason Center and trying the Medication Aide program. It's definitely a life changer and adds a little bit more to being just a CNA.
Thank you so much for being with us today. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Anything I left out that you think prospective students might need to know?
It can be done. It's not easy, but it can be done. I mean, if you come in with focus and you come in ready to learn, clear it with a clear mind, it can be done.
And Brandy is here to help the whole way.
Not only Brandy, I want to say the whole staff. I mean, there's some great people here, and I met quite a few people, and they all wanted me to succeed.
Well, we're so happy that you came, that we were able to meet you, and that you've been a part of us up to this point. So thank you so much.
I thank you all too.
Thank you for listening. This has been Certify It with the Mason Center for Healthcare Education.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Certify It by the Mason Center for Healthcare Education. Get connected with us on social media and at themasoncenterknox.com. If you haven't yet, subscribe to this podcast on YouTube and anywhere you get your podcast. And if you're interested in sponsorship or donations to help further our cause of providing affordable, flexible healthcare certification programs for individuals seeking career mobility in skilled nursing, senior living, and long-term care fields, visit themasoncenterknox.com.